Lil Wayne is reportedly engaged to a 20-year-old woman from a small town in Indiana. And when people did the math, they found out she is 4 years younger than his oldest daughter. That single detail is what took this from a celebrity age gap story to something the entire culture has not been able to move past. Blogs exploded. Podcasts went in. Comment sections are still running. And the story behind how this even became public, because Wayne did not announce a single thing, is as interesting as the relationship itself. Let's break all of it down. First, you need to understand who Lil Wayne is and why anything connected to his personal life lands the way it does. Dwayne Michael Carter Jr. was born September 27, 1982 in New Orleans, Louisiana. He grew up in Holly Grove, one of the hardest neighborhoods in a city that has always demanded everything from its people. By 9 years old, he had caught the attention of Birdman at Cash Money Records. By 11, he was the youngest artist on the label. He was still a child when his career began. What he built from that starting point is one of the most significant bodies of work in hip-hop history. Thaw Carter III sold over 1 million copies in its first week, debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, and made the entire world agree he was the best rapper alive. He founded Young Money Entertainment and launched Drake and Nicki Minaj from relative unknowns to global superstars. 30 years in the game, federal court battles with his own label, multiple platinum records, and an influence that is stamped all over the current landscape of hip-hop. When anything happens in Wayne's personal life, the culture locks in immediately. It has always been that way. His romantic history has been public for most of his career. His most well-known early relationship was with Toya Johnson, his childhood girlfriend from New Orleans and the mother of his oldest daughter, Reginae, born November 29, 1998. They married in 2004 and divorced in 2006, the only time Wayne has walked down the aisle. He has 4 children total from different relationships, each representing a different chapter of his life. His most recent serious relationship before this was with model Denise Bidot, which reportedly ended on Mother's Day 2025. That breakup, according to XXL, was the last chapter before Maddie Cannon entered the picture entirely. Now let's talk about who Maddie Cannon actually is. Maddie Cannon, who also goes by Maddie K and operates under the handle at Somatic, is a 20-year-old model and social media influencer from Kokomo, Indiana. For anyone not familiar with Kokomo, it is a small city in northern Indiana known for its manufacturing industry and its place in the American Rust Belt. It is not a place people typically connect to hip-hop royalty or viral celebrity romance. Before any of this became public, Maddie had been building a modest following through lifestyle content and modeling photos. She operated in the plus-size modeling space, building an audience around her confidence and her look. She was not chasing celebrity. She was not linked to the music industry in any publicly known way. So how does a man who splits his time between Miami, Los Angeles, and New Orleans end up meeting a 20-year-old woman from Kokomo, Indiana? The answer comes down to one of the least expected sides of Lil Wayne's personality: his deep, genuine love of skateboarding. This is not a phase or a publicity stunt. Wayne has spoken about skateboarding in interviews for years, describing it as therapy and one of the truest expressions of who he is away from the music. He has been photographed skating more times than most people realize. According to reporting that has circulated across entertainment media, Wayne made repeated trips to Indiana because of his ties to the skateboarding community there. Local sources have suggested that the scene in that area drew him through on multiple occasions, and the theory that those visits eventually led to his introduction to Maddie Cannon has been widely reported. Neither Wayne nor Maddie has confirmed exactly how they first crossed paths. But however it started, the relationship developed slowly and almost entirely away from public attention. Then, TMZ dropped a story that changed everything. In early 2026, TMZ exclusively reported that Lil Wayne had privately proposed to a woman in her 20s from Indiana. The report did not name her, it did not include photos, it simply stated the proposal had happened quietly earlier in the year. That single report was enough to send everyone into full investigation mode overnight. Hip-hop fans, gossip bloggers, and online communities immediately began piecing together whatever they could find. Within days, pages including an account called Black and Mild began circulating information about a 20-year-old influencer from Kokomo named Maddie Cannon. Images surfaced showing a woman matching her description, wearing what was described as a distinctive yellow diamond engagement ring, with some sources estimating its value at around $100,000. The abstract TMZ report now had a face, a name, a hometown, and a very visible piece of jewelry. Fan accounts cross-referenced posts, Reddit threads pulled up screenshots, entertainment blogs ran with the story non-stop. Then, on July 1, 2026, a photograph emerged showing Lil Wayne and Maddie Cannon spending time with sports commentator Skip Bayless and his wife Ernestine. Skip Bayless is one of the most recognizable television personalities in the country, and his well-documented friendship with Wayne has been a topic in its own right for years. The image spread instantly, giving the public one of the clearest first visual confirmations of the couple together. Suddenly, this was not a rumor. It had faces. It had real context. 4 people in a frame that told the story louder than any press release ever could. Following that photograph, Maddie began confirming the relationship through her own platforms. Affectionate photos appeared alongside Wayne. Reports also surfaced that she had been joining him on portions of his concert tour, with footage emerging of her backstage before one of his performances, standing directly behind him as he walked toward the stage. This was not a fling. By all available evidence, Wayne had made a real commitment, and Maddie had stepped fully into his world. Now let's address the debate directly, because no conversation about this story is complete without it. Lil Wayne is 43. Maddie Cannon is 20. That is a 23-year age gap between 2 people reportedly engaged to be married. Supporters have argued clearly that both are consenting adults, that age gaps are not inherently problematic, and that 2 grown people have every right to choose who they build their lives with. That perspective found real support, particularly among fans who felt the scrutiny crossed into other people's business. Critics raised questions about power dynamics, life stage compatibility, and what it means when a man with global platform and decades of life experience pursues a woman barely out of her early 20s. That debate was already moving at full volume, and then came the detail that stopped the conversation cold. Maddie Cannon, at 20 years old, is 4 years younger than Lil Wayne's oldest child. Reginae Carter was born on November 29, 1998. She is currently 27 years old. The woman Wayne is reportedly engaged to marry is younger than his own daughter by 4 years. That single fact became the most emotionally charged detail in the entire conversation. Pages across every platform picked it up. Podcasters went deep on it. Fans who had no strong feelings about the age gap itself found themselves genuinely unsettled the moment the family comparison entered the picture. Reginae has built her own career as a singer, actress, and influencer entirely on her own terms. She has not publicly addressed her father's reported engagement, but her existence as a 27-year-old woman has become central to why this story resonates on a deeply personal level for so many people. The comparison is not going to leave this conversation. What Maddie Cannon has experienced over the past several weeks is one of the most dramatic overnight transformations that celebrity adjacency can produce. Before TMZ, before the Skip Bayless photo, she was a young woman with a modest following, building her presence the way countless creators do. After the story broke, everything changed within hours. Her following surged. Every old photo was examined. Every old caption was analyzed. She had no control over any of it. Wayne, meanwhile, has said nothing publicly, no statement, no confirmation, no response to any of the coverage. This is consistent with how he has always handled public pressure. He does not rush to defend himself or explain his choices. He lets his actions speak and keeps moving. For a man who spent over 30 years in the spotlight, survived a label dispute that went to federal court, and navigated more public controversy than most people encounter in a lifetime, a viral engagement story is not going to shake his foundation. Professionally, he is not slowing down either. Reports have circulated about the forthcoming Thaw Carter 7th. He performed at the 2025 NFL Draft in Green Bay. He is still touring, still recording, still running Young Money as an active label. This engagement is not happening to a man winding down. It is happening to an artist still fully embedded in the culture. What this story actually shows is how fast a private decision made by 2 people trying to keep something quiet explodes into one of the most discussed topics in an entire genre. The engagement happened without fanfare. It was confirmed not by the couple, but by a sports commentator sharing a casual photo. And from that one image, an entire cultural conversation ignited, touching age gaps, family dynamics, Midwest America, skateboarding culture, and the nature of celebrity privacy in 2026. Wayne has always done things on his own terms with zero apologies. The engagement to Maddie Cannon is completely on brand for that. What do you think? Does the age gap change how you see this, or is that Wayne's business to live? Drop your take in the comments. Subscribe for every update as this story develops.